I feel like experimenting today because I bought on sale. I didn't save a lot. It was on sale for $1 less per pound. I bought a rack of ribs that I've never tried before. This is pork loin back ribs. They're supposed to be meatier than spare ribs. So I'm going to experiment with that. And I'm going to experiment with a different marinade. This is going to be a low carb marinade. No sugar, no honey, no tomato paste. So this looks like it could be pretty good. So let's make this, first of all, this marinade. I'm going to start off with 1 cup, about 240 milliliters of apple cider vinegar, to which I'm going to add 1 cup, again 240 milliliters of bourbon. I like the idea of bourbon with things like pork or beef. I wouldn't use it for chicken. And then I'm going to put in 1/2 cup of soy sauce, 3 to 4 cloves of garlic. I got 3 here because they're rather large, so I'm going to crush those in using a garlic press. So there's my 1/3 clove of garlic. That's in there. Then 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Some people don't like mustard, so you could leave that out if you want. And 1 teaspoon of Creole seasoning. This is Cajun's Choice Creole seasoning. It's going to add a bit of a spicy note. If you don't want the spiciness or you want to add some smoked flavor, you could use something like smoked paprika or chipotle chili. That would add some smokiness to it. And then I need 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. So there's 1 and 2. I'm going to whisk this up, mostly to break up that mustard. And if you wanted to, you could increase that Worcestershire sauce. 2 teaspoons doesn't seem like very much. That looks good. That looks broken up. One thing that many recipes tell you to do is to remove the membrane. I can tell by this little flap of skin right here that the membrane is there. Sometimes they come with the membrane already removed. If you grab it with a paper towel to get a good grip on it, you should be able to just tear it right off. Just about there, and there's the membrane removed. One thing I like to do is section my rib rack into pieces, 1, 2, 3, and then package them separately for marinating. Because then if I feel like having some ribs, I can just take out 1 package from the freezer, and as it thaws, it'll continue to marinate. And let's see, this has got 3 ribs, but it's got a small one down there. That'll be okay. Or if I have guests coming to dinner, I can take out 2 or 3 racks, whatever I need, for my guests. So I got 5 pieces out of this. So after fighting with my vacuum sealer for, I don't know, a good half hour, wasting half a dozen bags, and making all new marinade, because the marinade that I made ended up either down the sink, on the kitchen floor, or on my apron, which is now in the washing machine, I turned to my tried and true Impulse heat sealer. These are available on Amazon. It's an Impulse heat sealer. They're sealed. They're not leaking. I've been checking this tray that they're on. That's what works. So that's the end of part 1. Before I start cooking my ribs, I wanted to just mention one thing. I'm going to be using my Olmork air fryer. It's like a countertop convection oven. It works very well. I did want to mention, by way of transparency, that this one was sent to me free to use in my videos. I like it. I like the way it works. I like the controls on the front, and I'm not just saying that because they sent it to me for free. I'll put the link down below in the description for this video. Here is my piece of meat, and there's a little flap of meat right there that was almost coming off. I used a toothpick. I doubt you can see it. It's right there to hold that flap in place. Now, how I like to do ribs is 1/2 hour each side, 30 minutes, at 220 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 105, roughly 105 degrees Celsius. Then again another hour, turning it every 30 minutes at 250 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 120 degrees Celsius. I've got it plugged in, and I'm going to hit the thermometer button. Temperature to 220, hit the clock button, adjust the time up to 30 minutes, push this push button. It's starting to cook. So there are my ribs after cooking for 2 hours. And then I need to make some room because I love it so much. I pan-fried some broccoli. Nothing wrong with that. All right. So let's see how my pork loin back ribs taste marinated in a low-carb marinade. Tender. Quite good. Kind of a bold flavor. But that marinade is good. So excuse me, I'm going to go enjoy the train going by. Perfect timing, huh? Should be a third one. There it is. They always do at least 3. 4. Now that's going a little bit too far. All right, I'm going to go enjoy a late dinner.